The moment it hit me, I was in my closet on a Zoom call with my business coach, holding back tears. I was seeking clarity. I truly wanted to honor God in my life and my business. But when it came to my purpose, my calling, my next steps, I felt so stuck. I kept praying, God, just tell me what to do and I'll obey. I just want to do the right thing. I don't want to get it wrong. I truly thought I had a clarity problem. So of course I hired a coach to help me find this answer. And as we sat there in my closet, she asked me this one question that took my breath away. She asked, what if God let you choose? What would you want to do? Y'all, I froze because I couldn't even fathom that. I couldn't comprehend the idea that God wasn't testing me, waiting on me to guess correctly. That one question unraveled me in the best way. It was like a veil was lifted, and I suddenly realized I didn't have a clarity problem. I didn't have a strategy problem. I had a belief problem. I had subconscious programming, old stories about God, about myself, about success and failure and money and desire that were quietly running the show and holding me back and had been holding me back for years. I had a nervous system wired for fear and self-doubt and overthinking. I had beliefs that told me, don't choose wrong, don't want too much, don't disappoint God, don't be seen. And it wasn't until that moment that I realized this wasn't about business. This was about freedom. This was about identity. This was about being fully myself, fully who God created me to be. That moment sent me into the deepest work of my life. I became a certified brain-based coach, and I started to do the work. I began using principles from God's word and neuroscience to renew my mind, rewire patterns, restore my identity, and finally start trusting the desires that God placed in me on purpose for a purpose. I started taking my business seriously, no more treating it like a side hustle. I started showing up fully myself online. I started believing in the impact I could make. I started speaking boldly on my podcast and even telling people my dreams of wanting to be a speaker. And God began opening doors and allowing me to do things like coach and speak and teach. And the craziest thing is it feels so natural now. It feels so aligned. And I get to sit with women as God reveals and heals and restores and activates them into their callings and their purposes and their God-given desires and go out and make an impact in the world that multiplies far beyond them. And here's why I'm telling you this, because I know deep down you want this too. You were made for this type of freedom. You were made to walk in clarity and confidence in who you are and what God has called you to do. If you want to use your voice and you want to honor God and you want to live purposefully, you want to feel alive and you're tired of holding back, getting stuck in the same things over and over again, I need you to hear me when I say this. You're not far from your breakthrough. Everything God has for you is closer than you think. This is your moment. This is the moment that everything starts to shift. Because when you do the deeper work, that's when you get to experience the true freedom that Jesus talked about. A life of freedom, a life where you're restored to your original design and how God made you, and a life where you're activated in every area doing all the things He's called you to do. This version of you is possible. This is what God originally intended for you. And it's just waiting to be released.